see here. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? It is your girl, Lady Mocha, in the building. Just give me a few minutes. I'm just waiting for a couple of people to come on the chat room before I go in with my recipe this morning. What's good, everyone? What's up? How y'all doing? I know it's been a while since I did a live chat, but I want to stop by and holler at my subscribers. Y'all know I'm always looking out for you guys. I'm always keeping up with y'all, keeping y'all updated on the latest. So just give me a second to get myself situated here. One moment. Oh, let me turn this down. Hey, what's good? How y'all doing? Good morning. This is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha. I want to thank you for stopping by to dine in and rock out with me here at Cafe de Paris. What's good, everybody? I want to thank all of my subscribers for just showing me so much love and appreciation. And I want to thank all of you for, all of y'all support. And for all of y'all, constructive criticism, for all of your positive feedback, I thank each and every one of you. Yes, Gregory, I mean by topic, meaning my recipe. When I say I got a new recipe, that's basically what I mean by topic, okay? So basically, I want to thank all of y'all for stopping by this morning to rock out with me on today's menu. I'm going to be discussing married women who are still seeking attention like single women, okay? I felt it was very imperative that I did this topic for the simple fact that there are a lot of married women out here that are seeking attention more than single women, okay? All right. And the reason why I felt it was very imperative that I spoke on this was because there was a basically it went viral a couple of weeks, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. It was a photo of actress. I don't know if I can consider her an actress or anything, but I know everybody's familiar with Kim Kardashian. Everybody should know who Kim Kardashian is. I mean, it's nothing new. We all been between her legs way more than her damn gynecologist, all right? So basically, the reason why I brought this subject up is because she had posted a picture and it went viral at least 2-3 weeks ago. And it was nude, okay? It was a straight nude photo of her basically exposing her breast. And matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can show y'all the photo right here if y'all haven't seen it already. But this is basically the photo of her that went viral, okay? So basically a lot of people went in on her about the photo, okay? She caught a lot of heat for it. She caught a lot of heat for the photo. And basically, a lot of people was pissed. A lot of people went in on her, and I don't think it was so much a lot of people went in on her because of her photo, but because everybody's used to her showing her ass and showing the titties. So I don't think people was really tripping about that. But what it was that really brought a lot of negative heat to her was the fact that people looking at the fact you are married. It was kind of blurry. Okay, I apologize about that. Let me see if I could show it to you again. Let's see. Because I'm showing you guys from my laptop. Let me see if it'll show you. Okay. Oh, you know what I got to do? I forgot I got to change the damn thing around. Anyway, I don't know why it's not, I can't do the damn thing when I'm going live. Oh, here it is. Damn. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, y'all. It's not showing it damn. I don't know why I'm not. Okay, there it go right there. That's the photo that's been going viral, and she been catching a lot of heat for it, okay? So basically, y'all get an idea of what I'm talking about, okay? But that's the photo that been giving her a lot of heat. And my thing is, I wasn't so much concerned with the photo because I know that's what she does for a living. My thing is, I know she's married, okay? She's married, and that's exactly, Nolan. She's a mother and she's married. That's the main reason everybody was going in on her. That was Kim Kardashian, Mr. Smith. Yeah, I'm doing the yep, it was Kim, yeah, Kim Kardashian. Basically, this recipe is not really about so much just Kim Kardashian, because keep in mind, y'all, I don't really deal with celebrities. Okay, I don't have no connections like that. I don't have no clout to be interviewing celebrities and stuff, but I'm using her as an example for the topic that I'm going to be discussing, which is married women who are carrying on like they're single women. Okay, and that's the whole reason to me basically doing this topic, okay, is to just talk about why there's so many married women that are behaving like they're single. Okay, so basically when I saw this photo, I'm always looking into things in a deeper, in a more, on a more deeper level than most people. I looked at not just the fact that she was naked, but I said, you know what, for her to be a married woman and posing like that and doing a half naked picture where you could basically, see everything, that comes from she's not getting no attention from her husband. Bottom line, whenever you see married women carrying on like they're single, y'all, it's because they are not getting no attention from the home front. That's basically what it boils down to, okay? Whenever if you have a married woman that's still out here advertising her goodies, she's not getting any attention from home. That's basically the bottom line, okay? It's more than she's trying to promote some sales or promote her clothing line. It has a lot to do with she's not getting any attention at home. If all of you people notice, guys, ladies, if you go to a club, you will see more married women in there than you will see single. Okay? If you go on your Facebook, if you go on Instagram, if you go on any social media, you will see more married women posting selfies than single women. It's a lot of married women out there that are miserable. Okay? They married, they got the last name, they got the rings, but what they're lacking the most as a married woman is attention. Exactly, Chad, and that's a problem, okay? That's how you know she's not getting any attention from her husband at home, because he would have had a problem with that. My husband has a fit if I leave the house with my damn boom boom shorts on, just going to the damn mailbox. He has a fit. Okay, so any man or any married man who treasures his wife or treasures his woman, he's not going to allow her to leave the house looking all kind of way, let alone post a half naked picture showing all of what's supposed to be his to the world. So that basically means that there's problems on the home front. Whenever you have a married woman that's out there looking for more attention than a single woman, she's not getting any attention at home. Okay, basically, whole man is probably out there messing with somebody else. Okay, he's out there probably messing with somebody else. Or basically, he has been with her so long, he done got used to her. He don't compliment her like he used to. He doesn't really give her any attention. That's the problem with a lot of these married women. They're not getting attention. If you see a married woman, she's constantly traveling by herself. She's going out of town by herself. She's going to the clubs by herself. She's doing everything by herself, but she's supposed to be a married ass woman. She's not getting no attention from her husband. Okay? And keep in mind that there are going to be things that are going to happen in a marriage that's going to it's situations that's going to occur that can cause marriages to derail. Every marriage has derailed at some point. Don't get it twisted. Don't let people sit up there and lie to you and say marriage is always perfect, because it's going to be situations that's going to cause things that's going to bring a drought period in your marriage to where it's stale. You're not sexing each other like you used to. You're not always going out and doing things like you used to do. It's going to get stale. But if both of y'all are two mature adults and y'all both really love each other, y'all will do whatever it takes to get back on track. Okay? Because that's what marriage is all about. You're going to have dry periods. You're going to have stale moments, but you don't let it stay stale. You do whatever you have to do to bring that magic back in your marriage, to bring that fire back in that marriage. Whenever it resorts to this point where you have a married woman posting pictures like this, basically her marriage is in a ultimate significant drought. There's a whole lot missing when a woman has to go this far to try to get people to notice her. There's something wrong with that picture. And I was thinking about no woman wants to even give me a chance, but it's like, excuse me, whatever. Yeah, you definitely, like you were saying, Gordon. Yeah, attention. You know, communication is everything. Y'all will be surprised how many married couples are together and cannot communicate. All they know how to do is pay the bills together. All they know how to do is take care of the kids together. That's all they know how to do. You got some married couples, they are more good business partners than they are lovers. And that's sad. If y'all can only connect with each other when it comes to bills, when it comes to business, that's a whole nother problem within itself, you know, because your companion should not only just be your business partner, but your companion should be your friend. Your companion should be somebody that you should be able to confide in, other than somebody that just, you know, y'all got kids together or y'all got a mortgage together. Y'all got to have something. Y'all got to have something stronger than that to keep y'all together. Because if y'all are just together for the fact that there's kids or y'all got a mortgage together, your marriage is not going to last. You have to have more than just, you can't just be together for the sake of your children or the sake of the bills. You got to have something else stronger keeping your marriage together, because I promise you, it's going to fail. And you have a lot of couples that are together, and if you think about it, y'all should know by now, money is not keeping couples together. That is not the glue that are keeping marriages together. If that's the case, then why every goddamn week we hearing about these celebrities that are divorcing? And they got all this money. They ain't worried about things that us average folks are worried about. They ain't worried about the light bill. They ain't worried about making arrangements on the water bill. They ain't worried. They don't have no financial problems. But why is it these celebrities, they cannot stay married? And they got the money. You know why? Because money does not fix problems. It's not going to. Yeah, and it goes both ways, Chad. And that also goes for women, man and the women. When you are in a marriage, what people don't realize is marriage is a lot of work. Marriage is work. Marriage is a full-time job. It's a lot of people out there who want to hurry up and get married, but they're not willing to put in the work that it takes to keep a marriage. Marriage is a full-time job, okay? What you have to realize, when you and the person are connecting with each other, both of y'all are two imperfect human beings. Both of y'all are two imperfect individuals, okay? So when y'all both come together, keep in mind, both of y'all are coming with baggage. I promise you, both of y'all are bringing baggage to each other. And I don't mean baggage just with children or just with bills. Everybody has baggage, okay? All right? Some of us got financial baggage. Some of us got emotional baggage, especially women. Women go into relationships with emotional baggage all the time, because the majority of the problem with women, y'all do not give yourselves enough time to heal. Once y'all lose a relationship, y'all run back out there and y'all jumping right on the next ship that comes sailing. It's a lot of women out there who jump in the next relationship without giving themselves time to heal. And that's a fatal mistake. If you have just broken up with someone, or you just went through a divorce, you do not need to be running out there jumping into another relationship right away. You need to give yourself time to heal. Okay, it's too many people out there running out there getting these relationships and knowing they still hurt from the last relationship, knowing they still haven't fully recovered. They'll still have anger issues from the last relationship. It's a lot of scorned people out there who keep getting into relationships knowing they're not ready. And you're right, Nolan, money and power. That's the problem. If you think about it, I know couples who ain't had half as much as couples who got money and they still got their marriage. You know why? Because money brings about ego. Money brings ego. Money changes people. That's what happens. But you know what? When it comes to couples who don't really have, you know why couples who don't really have, why they stay together the longest? You know why that happens? It's because struggles is what keeps a couple together. Struggles keep you in reality, okay? Struggles keep you humble. That's why you have a lot of couples who are in a marriage, and I notice couples who struggle more, they can withstand more in their marriage than couples who got every doggone thing. Because what happens is money gives you this idea that I don't have to tolerate you. I don't have to deal with you. All we got to do is I get a lawyer, you get a lawyer, we split this property, we split this money, you get your 1 mil, I got my 1 mil, and we can go our separate ways. That's what money does. Money gives people this delusional concept that I really don't need nobody because I have everything. But guess what? You can have everything materialistically and still be lacking emotionally. Okay, and why you think, and it's only perfect sense why you think these celebrities be killing themselves. You hear about these suicides. You hear about all these divorces because money is not the answer. Money is a source. We all need money. Money is a resource, but money is not the source. Okay, and that's what a lot of people get confused. Yeah, Darius, selfishness does have a lot to do with why a lot of relationships cannot or deteriorating, because you got people who get on that I want to do me mode. I'm a do me mode. You have a lot of married people with this single people mentality. You got a lot of married people around here who still want to do what single people do, and it doesn't work that way. Until you get all of that out your system, you don't need to be getting married to somebody. Save yourself the headache and save somebody else from the headache if you know you're not ready to settle down and you're not ready to be able to deal with your issues like a grown man or a grown woman. But also the question should be, I don't know, you get married. Oh, yeah, Mr. Johnson, you made a very good point there. That a lot of people are getting married for the wrong reasons. It's a lot of people that's only getting married because, again, they need help. You got people, they're not looking for soulmates. They're looking for roommates, okay? They want somebody to help pay these goddamn bills. You have a lot of couples that are together because they need help with the bills, okay? A lot of people do not want to pay these damn bills by themselves. You do have people who got married because they had children together. All of this is the wrong reason to get married. All of that. If you get married for any of the reasons that I have just disclosed, your marriage is not going to last, okay? It got to be more to it than we got bills together, we got kids together. Marriage is not something that should be taken lightly. That should be taken for granted, okay? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of communication. And then you have to realize, too, I say this in all of my videos, a lot of y'all are marrying people and y'all are not investigating. Y'all are not looking into their backgrounds. Y'all are not seeing what kind of families they come from. You don't know these people's history. And before you can get deep with somebody, before you can really commit to somebody, you need to learn their history. Yeah, Hershey Kiss says, Mr. Smith, women of all races. Let me go back and see that. Let me see. Y'all, I'm just rambling and rambling. So if I didn't respond to your comment, don't take it personal. But I'm getting a lot of everybody's kind of chiming in and everything. Yeah, first of all, we're not going to do the race card. It's not a black woman thing. It's not a black man thing. It's called grown ass woman, grown man thing. That's the problem. That's the problem why a lot of relationships are failing. It has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with maturity. You got a lot of immature men and women who are out here getting married just because. A lot of them are not ready for the responsibilities that come along with being married, okay? It has a lot to do with the simple fact that you have a lot of people who are not mature enough to deal with marriage. And another issue is you have too many people, they want the benefits of marriage, but they don't want the responsibilities of marriage. That's one of the biggest issues we have. You have too many people, they like the benefits. You have women who are getting married because they know the fact that man makes money. They're not going to have to worry about no bills. They're not going to have to worry about wanting for anything. You have a lot of women that get married for that reason. You got some women, they ain't even attracted to the man, but will marry him if he makes good money. They're not even interested in him, but will marry him because he makes good money, because she's tired of going out there struggling and being by herself, okay? And some of you men, the same thing. A lot of y'all like to marry because you know that's going to be permanent coochie that you're going to always have access to. Okay? So, I mean, it go both ways. And you got some men, they marry out of fear of loneliness too. Okay? Because some of you brothers out there, all of these women ain't getting married quick by themselves. Somebody marrying these women fast. Somebody throwing rings on their fingers. You know, these women ain't getting married quick by themselves. A lot of you men, y'all going along with it too. And people are not taking the time to get to know the person that they are that they're going to be in a relationship with. People need to take their time and not think just because you and that person has a couple of things in common, or y'all like some of the same movies, or y'all came from the same neighborhood, that's enough to keep your relationship going. Or whatever. That's not enough to keep your relationship going. You have to realize you're going to have some real trials. You're going to have some real tribulations. Everybody is not cut out for marriage. I've been married almost 18 years. Come March 11th of next month. It's been a lot of ups and downs. It's been a lot of situations we had to go through, you know, and you know, the thing about it is we both had the room to walk away. When things got hard, when things got tough, we both had the room to walk away. You know, we both could have called it quits. I didn't hold him hostage. He didn't hold me hostage. We both could have walked away at any given moment. But we loved each other enough to try to get past whatever differences we had with one another. We realized that our marriage was more important than our own individual needs. And where a lot of marriages fell at is because what happens is that person's individual needs become more important than the marriage. That's how the marriage ends up derailing. Because people allow their own personal reasons to outweigh what's more important in the marriage. And that's the problem. Okay? So, you know, as I was stating earlier, that was the reason why I feel like Kim Kardashian put out that new photo. Is for the simple fact that she's not getting no attention from home from her husband. You can always tell when a woman is not getting some, okay? When a woman is not getting some, she will go through all these extremes to try to get other men to notice her, okay? Because if you getting enough attention and action at home, you're not going to be looking for something that you're already getting. That's just the bottom line. Now, this brings me to another point, okay? Because I've had a lot of people, I've had a lot of women who emailed me, and I've even had side chicks who emailed me and said, well, you know, the only reason this man came to deal with me was because his wife wasn't pleasing him. He wasn't getting enough attention at home. That's not always the case. That's a side chick myth. It's a lot of side chicks that will sit out there and say, well, if he was happy with what he had at home, he wouldn't be coming to me. He wouldn't be messing with me. A lot of times, to all the side chicks out there, for any man that's dealing with you that is married, don't fall for the okie dokie that he's not happy at home or he's not getting what he needs from home. A lot of the time, it's called greed. It's called straight greed. Things do not always have to be wrong on a home front for somebody to step out there, okay? You know, so you have a lot of men and women out there who believe that if somebody steps outside, it's because they're not getting what they want from home. That is not true. You have women, you have men that give their wives, give their husbands everything they need, and they will still step outside on the outside. You know why? Because it's called selfishness. And a lot of people who step on the outside of their marriages, a lot of times it has nothing to do with what they mate is giving them or not giving them. If you are a man, if you are a woman, and you are in a committed relationship, whether you married, whether you engaged, if you are in a committed relationship and you told this person you're going to be with them for life and you decide to step out there, it is not their fault they stepped out there. You are a grown man. You are a grown woman. You are supposed to be mature enough to have some discipline over your genitals. Okay? So if you are stepping outside of your relationship or your marriage, that has nothing to do with what the other person is doing or not doing. But it has everything to do with your self-esteem. You are lacking self-esteem issues. Okay? That's what it boils down to. People who got to step outside, it has everything to do with they have self-esteem issues. It's straight greed. Good morning, Darkness Awakens. Thank you for stopping in and dining in with your girl at Cafe de Paris. Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. You have some women Their husbands always provided, gave them everything they wanted, and them women will still go out there and mess around. It go both ways because it has everything to do with selfishness. It has everything to do with greed. It has nothing to do with what somebody giving them and ain't giving them. That's just an excuse. That's just a cop out for them to be able to have a reason to justify them going out there cheating. It's just a psychological game, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is when you step out there, sometimes you end up getting more than what you bargained for. Okay? Because these days, I'm telling you, you cannot play with people's feelings these days. You cannot play with people's emotions. You got to be careful stepping outside your relationship, stepping outside your marriage, because you got a lot of crazy ass people out here. Okay? People is not letting you play with their emotions, and they're not just going to take it laying down. Okay, so you got to be careful. I don't care how good a woman looks. I don't care how good a man looks. You got some people out there with some mental illnesses, so you got to be careful. You know who you allow to open yourself up to, who you keep yourself open to, because you got a lot of people. They look good. They look good now. Okay, all mental people don't have to look like something wrong with them now. You cannot go by, excuse me, you cannot go by how people look. I don't care how big her ass is. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care if he's an attorney at a law firm. I don't care if she owns her own nightclub. You got some mentally challenged people that know how to handle their business too now. Yeah, I call now. Yeah, again, you just got to be careful when you step out there because you have a lot of people that got all kind of issues. A lot of people have been scorned, and a lot of people have come to the point. Oh, my earring fell. A lot of people have come to the point to where they are tired of being used. They are tired of being taken for granted, and the moment they get crossed one more time, all hell gonna break loose. So you got to be careful with who you latch on to these days because you got a lot of scorned people that are walking around bitter, walking around frustrated, and the moment somebody else burns them, you know they're going to lose it. So you have to be very careful. But I thought it was very imperative that I did this topic today because I'm just starting to notice there's a lot of married people that are behaving and acting like they're single. You cannot do that. You know, if you still want to do you still want to have your cake and eat it too, you need to leave your mate. It's better that you be honest with him and say, look, be honest with her and say, look, you know, I still want to do me. I would rather leave this relationship and do me than to be with you and do me and put you at risk, put your health at risk, put your emotions at risk. A lot of people is not going to do that. A lot of people are going to sit there and have their cake and eat it too till things go left, until something pops off and goes wrong. You have to be careful getting yourselves in a situation because some people, once you get them in your life, ain't no getting rid of them. Just because you done got what you wanted out of them and you done had your fun, now you want to discard them. You don't need them no more. You done got all the sex you wanted out of her. You done got all the money you wanted out of him. Now you're ready to bail and leave them. But guess what? People is not playing that. People ain't playing that no more. What's up, Dawn? You didn't miss too much. Basically, I was just talking about today that there's so many married women that are acting like single women. Okay, that's basically all I was talking about. Again, for those of you who are just kind of chiming in, I was talking about the nude photo that Kim Kardashian put out there that went viral, and basically she caught a lot of heat for it. Basically because she's married now. You know, when she was single and didn't have children, nobody could care less that she was putting out naked photos. But when you are a married woman or you a married man and you out here advertising your goodies, you advertising your body, you a married man, you showing your chest off, you a married woman, you showing your breasts off, that speaks volumes. That basically means you're not getting any attention from home. It's like a child acting out. It's kind of like you ever had, for those of you who got children out there, if you got any kids, you ever had a child that, especially if you got more than one sibling, that just went to acting up for no reason and, you know, cutting up and throwing tantrums. Basically, a lot of it comes from they just want some damn attention. You got toddlers, you got children that act up, act out, and cut up because they want attention. It's a lot of married women out here, married men who are not getting attention from their spouses, which is why they got to go to the extreme of using social media, displaying half nude photos, displaying half naked pictures. You're advertising for a reason. It's no different than a company who advertises a billboard on the highway. Why do companies advertise? Because they want somebody to be interested in their product. They're trying to build clients. They're trying to get customers to purchase their product. That is the same way you married women. This is what y'all are doing when y'all display y'all naked bodies by dressing revealing, dressing provocatively. Basically, you're not getting none. You're not getting any. Basically, you're not getting any attention and you're not getting no pipe. That's basically what it boils down to, because if you was getting attention you really needed from home, you wouldn't have to be forcing yourself, putting yourself out there with all these naked pictures, looking for all this attention. You're not getting no attention at home. So you have a lot of women who sit up there in front, married women who sit up there in front and say, I'm married, or whatever. My thing is, if I go on your profile and I see that you married, how you married, but I always see you by yourself. You always traveling out of town by yourself. You always going to the clubs by yourself. Whenever you see a married woman or a married man that is never with their spouse, never with their companion, something is wrong with that. Something is definitely wrong with that. You shouldn't have to, be always traveling alone, always got to go to the club with your girls, always got to go to the club with your boys. If you married and you spending more time with people outside of your marriage than your own spouse, something is wrong with that. Y'all may need to go seek some spiritual counseling, some marital therapist. You got it, because there's something wrong with that. When it gets to the point to where you're spending more time outside of your home than you are spending with your own companion, your marriage is lacking something. Definitely. And the thing about it is, when you've been married for a long time, like I said before, things does get dry. Things do get stale. But it's up to you as that man and as a woman to reconnect your marriage. When you see your marriage is diminishing, it's up to the both of you to come together and try to restore your marriage. If not, before you know it, you're going to end up in somebody's divorce court. You're going to be separating, going to have to divide the kids, coming back and forth to two different homes. Before you know it, it's going to be over. And you got a lot of married couples. They're not really married. They're just together because they both make good business partners. They both know how to make good money. They both know how to, conduct business together. And that is not enough to keep a marriage together. I'm letting y'all know that now. And then also, you have a lot of women that are so infatuated with getting married for the simple fact they are more in love with the idea of being married than actually having a marriage. You have a lot of women, they are so infatuated with the wedding, with the ring, with the wedding dress, with the venue. But when all of that is over and the wedding is done, guess what? Now you have to deal with reality, okay? There's going to be some real situations. There's going to be some real trials and tribulations that y'all going to have to go through. Yeah, dog, it's cheaper to keep her. I mean, that's what they say. It's cheaper to keep her. It really is. But even with that, if you try to keep somebody just because you want to avoid having to be financially responsible for the kids or having to pay spousal support, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be straight being miserable. And there comes a point when what's more important, your peace of mind or a dollar? If somebody is making you straight miserable, staying with them for the money is not going to be enough. You're going to have something else to keep your marriage preserved. Because it gets old. You cannot put a price on a peace of mind. Why you think these celebrities who got all this money, they are leaving each other? Because money is not enough to keep a marriage going. It's not enough when you're lacking communication. Exactly. Happy wife, happy life. And I stress that to my husband all of the time. Okay, you have to have you're going to have something other than money to keep your marriage going. Okay, because the bottom line is life is going to bring upon some heavy challenges. Y'all are going to go through some heavy situations, and for all of my couples who've been married for a long time or who have been in relationships for a long time. Yep, and you better have Jesus. T193. Yep, and I tell anybody, married or not married, you better have Jesus because you're going to need him, and you definitely going to need him if you married. You definitely going to need him now, honey. I promise you. Because it's going to be stuff you're going to go through. You're going to be like, oh, my goodness. I never even thought I would have to deal with some BS like this. But, yeah, it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of progress. And, you know, on that other note, you know, other things I can discuss is also as well. You know, I'm starting now that my daughter's getting a little older. My daughter has just turned my daughter is 16 years old. And we're at this stage now. She's a teenager, and slowly but surely, you know, she's becoming a young woman, and she's learning a lot about life and everything. And you know, I kid y'all not. What's up, D brother? Good morning. Thank you for stopping by, tuning in with your girl. I tell y'all, for all y'all who don't have kids out there, I'm telling you, children are no joke. Children are not no joke. It's no joke being a parent. I commend all of you women out there who got 3 or 4 kids, because just my one is driving me crazy. It's just one of her. And she's 16, and we's going through these different stages to where she's starting to smell herself a little bit, and she's getting her own personality. And I'm finding myself having to constantly train her, talk to her, and prepare her for the real world. D brother, oh my gosh, you must be got daughters. I'm sure if you got daughters, you feel my pain. I'm telling you, y'all, being a parent is no joke. It's people around here that's having kids and popping them out like it's no big deal. It's a lot of work when it comes to being a parent. It really, really is, you know, because it's going to be so many different stages you're going to be going through. And every time you get them through one thing, it's always something else. I went through a rough period with my daughter when she was 12 and 13 years old. And, you know, the worst thing is when them boys start getting in their ear, I mean... When them boys start getting in their ear, I mean, you really start having problems. I started noticing there was changes in her behavior. You know, she was getting, you know, disrespectful and talking back. You know, I'm like, what the hell is going on? It was like she changed overnight. And, you know, me being the parent that I am, I'm constantly always being Inspector Gadget. I'm constantly investigating. I'm looking into things. I'm always checking on her because I need to be in on the know. I need to make sure, oh, okay, you have a son, but you see friends. Yeah, okay, yeah, I feel you. Yeah. But, you know, it was a rough period that she was going through. And she started just kind of changing on me, and I didn't know where it was coming from. And slowly but surely, I just started noticing, you know, the young man that she was dating at the time, I just started kind of noticing, you know, when she would be on the phone with him. That's why I say parents, always pay attention to your children because you'll peep all kind of stuff. So, you know, she had a little boyfriend and stuff, you know, whatever. And I'm listening to her talk to him. And I'm noticing, now keep in mind, this was maybe like three years ago. Like 2-3 years ago or whatever. And I'm noticing she, you know, basically was responding to his demands like she was his wife. You know, he was handling my daughter like he was married to her. You know what I'm saying? I remember we was like, matter of fact, point in case. And I knew something was wrong. And we was walking through the mall, and she was on her little cell phone, and she was talking to her little boyfriend. Now, my daughter, she's a very attractive girl, to be her age. And basically, we walking through the mall. She's on the phone with her little boyfriend. You know, I'm trying to play it off like I ain't paying no attention to her talking to him. But, you know, I'm kind of ear hustling. You feel me? And as we're walking through the mall, my daughter's walking behind me. I'm walking in the front of her. We're getting ready to exit the mall. And I noticed this other guy was trying to talk to my daughter. You know, and she on the phone with her boyfriend while some dude trying to holler at her, okay? So, I could tell she was brushing the guy off, you know, and the young man was trying to talk to her. Hey, what's your name, shorty? Blah, 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 this and that, whatever. And, you know, and I just kind of stepped back, you know, because I know kids can be a little embarrassed sometimes when their parents are around. So, you know, I try to give her little space. And as she kind of brushed the guy off, me and her walking to the car, I'm noticing she arguing with her boy, or with the young man on the phone. Ain't nothing like that. He was trying to talk to me. I'm not talking to him, and he flirting with me. Why you getting so upset with me? I didn't even do nothing. And that made me feel some type of way. Because at the time, my daughter was only like 14. And I'm like, why the hell are you explaining yourself to him like you married to him? You know, so that was the first sign I noticed, okay, that the guy seemed a little possessive with my daughter. And I'm like, okay, that's sign number one. And I'm the kind of person, I like to collect my evidence for a while before I go in on something right away. Because I want to make sure I'm in the right. Because when I'm ready to shut it down, I'm going to shut it down. So I'm like, okay, I peeped that. I'm like, all right, you know. And I did kind of question. I said, well, Rissa, why is he questioning you? Oh, that's just how Deron is. Deron, you know, he always get mad and in his feelings. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm going to have to watch this situation. Okay, so that was the first thing that went by. Over time, I'm noticing, you know, that you know, she just started getting really irritable with me and her dad a lot. Yeah, I'm DJ Ward. I'm an investigator. I don't play. I will dig up info on my child because I don't want to be one of those parents that's lost in the dark. I don't want to be one of those parents that find out things when it's too late. So I'm constantly in her business, constantly. So I just started kind of noticing her attitude. And for all of y'all who got daughters out there, you know, you may be experiencing this now, or you probably didn't experience it before, okay? And basically, I'm noticing simple things I'm asking her to do. She getting in her feelings, you know, talking back, you know, getting pissed off about every little thing. And I'm like, you know, I understand you're going through your puberty, but something is definitely wrong. And I just kind of knew, I felt it had everything to do with this young man that she was seeing, okay? So after we, you know, got through that, one day she was on the phone with him. She was on the phone with him. And I just was like, I got the, something is going up. Something is going on. I couldn't put my finger on it. But as a mother, you got what's called intuition. And you just know something is wrong. So what I did was, I picked up the other house phone, okay? While she was on the phone with him. I picked up the house phone. She didn't hear me pick up the house phone. Okay, so I'm listening to her talk to him. So, ironically, now, mind you, this the same little girl that's talking back to me, disrespecting me, and, you know, handling me like, you know, me and her the same age, you know, and all of that. So, I'm like, you know, I'm listening to her be all humble and submissive with this knucklehead, with this clown. Okay, I didn't even think she could be that humble. She up there being all submissive, you know, acting like she anime. Yeah, no, blah, blah, blah. She's explaining herself to him like she married to him, okay? So me and my husband, we in the room, right? And I put the phone on speaker. So both of us could hear, okay? Because kids are not going to tell you everything. So the only way you're going to find out the real truth is you got to go into it. Because they're going to tell you whatever the hell they think you want to hear, okay? So I'm listening to her. Both of us were listening to her talk to him, okay? And basically, he was getting on her about, because I guess this boy had friends. They had mutual friends. I guess he had other boys that went to her school, okay? And I guess what happened was his homeboys who knew my daughter went back and told him, you know, they seen her hugging some boy in the hall. And, you know, that's what teenage kids do. They see each other. They give each other a hug, little stuff like that. And anyway, somebody went back and told him, okay? He's confronting my daughter on the phone about it, all right? And he's saying, yeah, you know, I heard, you know, like he her husband now. Like he her husband, okay? He up there questioning her like he her goddamn probation officer and he her husband. Yeah, I heard you was hugging some nigga and you know, blah, 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 in the hallway, this and that. Now, my daughter, who I taught and raised and taught her to be strong, taught her to never back down from nobody, she up here explaining herself to him like she his wife. All right. So I'm listening to the situation, and basically she's explaining to him, it's nothing like that. You taking it wrong. I wasn't hugging him and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not like, oh, I know this chick ain't up here acting all docile and submissive. Now when you be back here talking back to your mama, you all bold and strong when it come to me, but you letting this clown ass little nigga handle you all kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blowed and I'm shocked because I'm like, I know I taught her better than this. I know I taught her to never allow a man to disrespect her like this. So it's shocking me because me and her dad, we talk to her all the time about situations like this. So we're still listening, okay, on the phone. And he goes and says, yeah, because if I ever find out you even talking to another guy, you better not even be looking at another guy. If a guy want to stop and talk to you, you better walk away. And I'm listening to this nigga like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So me being a black mom I was getting ready to attack, okay? But my husband did like this. He said, don't say nothing yet. So I'm being quiet, but I'm like an atomic bomb, okay? Hearing this little young clown talk to my daughter like this, okay? I think she was like 14 at the time. He was like 16 or something like that. And he was making so bad, y'all. He was one of those boys who fooled me because he was like a yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, good morning. He was one of them kind, okay? So ladies, when your daughters or your sons, guys get to dating, don't fall for them polite and mannerable children, because them the worst ones, okay? Yeah, straight narcissists. Now, it gets deeper, okay? He up there tells her, you better not look at no boy, you better not talk to no boy, you better not hug nobody, blah, blah, blah. And she up here, oh, yeah, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. And, being all overly submissive. But this was the part that got us. She's up here trying to explain to him like she's Celie from The Color Purple. She's trying to explain to him that she wasn't trying to disrespect him. Okay? So he goes in and says, because if I ever find out you dealing with somebody or you talking to another boy, if I ever find out, I'ma hurt you. That is what he said to my child. Before I can go in on him, my husband snatched that phone so quick out of my hand, and he took the mute off, and my husband said, you gonna hurt what? Who you gonna hurt? He hung up that phone so goddamn fast, he knew what hit him. He knew what hit him. Okay? That was when I had to get on her. I made her hang up her phone, and I made her come in the room with me and her father. I said, are you serious? How dare you sit up here after all we taught you? All the morals, all the values we put in you. How dare you allow another young man to disrespect you like that? Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Exactly, Uptown. He basically was torturing my daughter behind closed doors. And that was why her attitude was changing. And basically, when we got it together, got it together. God fixed it. We got it together. Because I confronted his mother. And me and his mother had a long talk. And I told her, I talked to his mom, and I told his mother, I said, look here. Your son, he's not welcome to see my daughter anymore. I do not want him calling her, contacting her. The moment he calls her and contacts her, I'm letting you know now it's going to be a problem. You need to keep him away from her from here on out. She's sitting up here, oh, I didn't know he was like that. I didn't know. I said, well, I'm telling you now. I don't like the way he's handling my daughter. And if he comes over here if he comes over here and attempts to come near her, he's going to regret it. And I even confronted the young man myself because he was very aggressive. Okay. Even after I made my daughter cut it off, and she ended up coming clean to me. And she told me, fortunately, it didn't get far with him physically attacking her, but she was going through a lot with him emotionally. And I had a whole lot to do with her character changing. Parents, you have to keep up with your children's attitude. If they're lashing out, having attitudes, whether if they're a daughter or their son, because I'm telling you, a lot of these young people are in relationships and they can't handle it. I really would prefer my daughter not be in no relationship because they cannot handle the emotions that come with it. They're not mature enough to deal with the emotions. But I knew if I denied her and told her no boyfriends, I don't want you seeing them, she would have been sneaking. She would have been lying. She would have been rebelling. So I gave her that room. But at the same time, I kept up with her. While I gave her that privilege, I kept up with it. I didn't just tell her, okay, you can have a boyfriend, that's cool. I had to keep up with them. I had to keep up with what she was going through with him, how he was handling her. Had I been one of those parents that been nonchalant and didn't care, it would have gotten worse. It would have got more out of hand than what it did. And eventually it would have resorted to physical abuse. Because if he was already talking to her like that, eventually he was going to up the ante. Yeah, and Uptown, she was in an abusive, verbally abusive relationship. And that's the thing about it. These young men, they are abusing these girls at 13, 14 years old. These young girls are getting their behinds whooped by these young men, and that's that Rachetta DJ Ward. It's funny you mention that because the young man she was dating, I hate to say it, but the young man she was dating came from a single parent home. A single parent home. He had no father in his life, okay? And you can tell his mother was one of those moms. She always bought him the expensive shoes, the most expensive clothes. She bought him all this expensive stuff, but she did not teach him nothing. Yep, he came from a single parent home, no father. He was the baby boy, and he had a brother that was older than him that had 5, 6 kids from different females and only 20 years old. So if you look at the examples that he had before him and the environment he came up in, he was just lost in the sauce. But what he didn't know was the young lady he was dating, which was my daughter, she had a mother and a father that kept up with her every step of the way. So he wasn't going to get far with doing what he was doing because we have a strong, solid foundation here. So we was not going to allow him to get but so far with our daughter, with disrespecting her. No, it doesn't have to be physical to be abusive. Absolutely not. It's a lot of women out there who are getting abused and don't even know it. A man ain't got to blacken your eyes and put you in a hospital for you to be abused. A man could emotionally abuse you just by not taking care of you, by neglecting you. Abuse comes on so many different levels. A man does not have to blacken your eyes and put you in a hospital for you to be abused. I was already getting me down the hallway between glasses at 18. 13, Hershey. Hershey Kiss, was this girl, when you say getting beat down, was she getting beat down by a boyfriend or who was it in particular? Yeah, he's seen that behavior somewhere. And, basically, I had to really mentally work with my daughter. I had to emotionally really be there for her because I could only imagine what she went through, behind closed doors. But God just fixed it where I caught it in time before it got any worse than what it is. But you got a lot of parents out here, they have all of these damn kids and they are not keeping up with these children. They are not keeping up with their kids. All they know how to do is have them. All they know how to do is collect child support for them. All they know how to do is, just have kids as assets, but they do not keep up with these children. And that is why the juvenile systems are overcrowded, because you got all these women, they have all these children, but they're not teaching them anything. They're not giving them any values. They're not giving them any morals. And this young man did not have any morals or values. And this is a true story. After my daughter stopped dealing with him and she went on with her life, I had to put her attention in other things. So I helped her to get a job. I helped her to, just put her energy into more positive things. And that's the best thing to do for teenagers these days. To keep them from focusing on so much of this negative stuff, you got to give them something positive in the place of that. To let them get a job, let them volunteer at some type of elderly center. Give them something, put them in some type of sports. Give them something to keep their mind occupied. As long as they're not having something to keep them occupied, they're going to find something to occupy them. And what they say, an idle mind is the devil's playground. As long as these teenagers ain't got nothing to do, they're going to get out there. And a lot of parents cannot afford to give these children other positive things because they are having so many children all at one time. Yeah, little bundles of joy are now becoming a commodity. Exactly, D brother. Yeah, and that's the problem. It's too many women having too many kids all at once. So they're not giving these children all the morals and the values they need to be able to survive out here in this world. So this is what happened. My daughter, we got her head back on the straight. She started working. She got her grades up. She became a better person. And she deterred away from relationships because I think he took a lot out of her. And even though he was the worst thing that happened to her, he was the best thing that could have happened to her. As parents, sometimes you don't need to always protect your children from everything. Sometimes you got to allow them to go through the fire because that's the only way they are going to learn. They are not going to learn if you keep bailing them out of everything. They're not going to learn nothing. Sometimes you got to allow your children to get their heart broken. You have to allow your children to experience being betrayed. You got to allow them to experience being disappointed. The earlier they learn about life, the better off they will be as an adult. Some of you parents, y'all try to shelter your children and protect them from everything. You don't want them to get hurt. You don't want them to be lied to. But guess what? All of that is a part of life. If you're not allowing them to go through that and experience that, they're not going to know how to deal with it when it comes. You have to allow them to go through their trials and tribulations. I didn't want my daughter hurt. I didn't want her used. But that was the best thing that could have happened to her because he taught her something that I couldn't teach her. He taught her to not be easy, to not be gullible. Now, Charissa is a totally different person. No guys have been able to get over on her since that whole incident. What ended up happening with him, I know Uptown, because you have a beautiful little girl, honey. And I know, unfortunately, she's not going to stay a baby forever. So get ready. That's the thing about babies. Babies come here looking pretty. Babies come here in cute little blankets and cute little shoes, cute little onesies. But honey, them things grow up and become these funk-ass teenagers. Disrespectful, fall at the mouth, talking back. They don't stay babies forever, honey. Enjoy them while they're little, honey, because them things grow up into these grown ass, simple, mood swings, bipolar attitudes. I'm telling y'all, enjoy your babies while they're little, honey, because they're going to grow up and they're going to be getting on your damn nerves. You don't want to throw them back where the hell you got them. I guess that's why I only got one. It took one time for me. I said, oh, hell no, I can't do this no time. So, oh, my gosh. I commend all you parents that got 3, 4 kids or more. I can't. It's too much. But anyway, as I was stating, she got back on track. She got in a better place. She started doing good in school and everything. How about y'all? True story. I'm looking at the news. I'm watching a little local news or whatever. Every morning, that's my routine. I get up, make my cup of coffee, turn on my little news and everything. Don't y'all know this Negroid was on the news for burglarizing people's houses? He got caught burglarizing people's homes. It was on the news. How about he was already on the news, okay? His mama bailed him out a week later. True story. His mother bailed him out a week later. Okay, I seen him on the news and I screenshotted his picture and I sent it to my daughter. I said, you know what? See, God protected you. This was the young man you could have been stuck with. You could have been stuck with him and God fixed it where something had to happen in order for you to get rid of him. Because this is what you would have been stuck with. He was on the news for burglarizing and breaking into people's homes, okay? That same week, he got bonded out of jail 2 days later. And that was nothing but a stupid mama. And a lot of y'all single mothers, y'all need to stop enabling your sons. Stop enabling your sons. Stop making your sons mama's boys. Okay? You knew your son had burglarized and broke into these people's homes. She bailed him out 2 days later. Ask me what y'all think happened after that. I'm going to let everybody get one guess. What do y'all think happened when she bonded him out of jail? Ding, 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 ding. Dawn and Hershey Kiss, you both get a prize behind curtain number 3. No, Uptown, he didn't die, but he's in prison now. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, he went back. He committed the same offense 2 days later because she bailed him out of jail. He was troubled all the time. And God just fixed it where that young man, got exposed before my daughter got any more deeper with him than what she was. But yep, he went back 2 days later for the same thing. So now he's in prison. Yep, he's in prison now, and he's only 18 years old, and he's in prison. He got right back in trouble. Yep, because I'm noticing a lot of these women out here who got sons, they are treating their sons like their husbands. You got a lot of these single moms that are treating their sons like husbands, okay? They're enabling them. They are allowing that they're not really disciplining their sons. They're not disciplining them sons. And I tell you, D brother, I was so relieved. I hate to say it. I don't get my jollies off of other people's misfortunes, but I was glad he was gone because he was a little too aggressive for me. And I watch a lot of 48 Hours. I watch a lot of crime channels. I ain't trust a little Negroid. I didn't know if he was going to come back and try to blow up my house, or I ain't trusting him. So I was relieved when he was off the streets because I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about my daughter having experienced that. But yeah, he's actually in prison. He's in prison right now, and he's not getting out anytime soon. He committed 2 offenses within a week. So I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. He's no longer going to be our problem, okay? But yeah, it's again, you have a lot of parents that keep enabling their children. They will not allow their children to go through and deal with their consequences. How are your children going to learn and better themselves when you keep bailing them out every time they mess up? They're not going to learn nothing. It's a lot of parents that are dead broke and done lost houses, done lost property behind constantly bailing their children out of jail, bonding their kids out of jail. They done lost a lot of money trying to dig children out of a hole that don't want to change, that are not learning anything. And a lot of it is coming from these single parent homes. I hate to say it. Now, I do understand that not all single mothers are bad mothers, okay? I know some single mothers out there who are just as hardcore as a woman who's married and has a husband in her household. There's some single moms out there that don't play the radio. My mom was a single mom for a long period of time. Our dads wasn't there, but she didn't play the goddamn radio. We wasn't allowed to leave the house when we wanted to leave. We wasn't allowed to do what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it. We had rules. My mom didn't play that. But these single mothers today, a lot of these single moms today, they are having all of these children, but the problem is they don't want to be bothered with them. You have a lot of parents that keep having all of these kids and they don't want to be bothered with them. Soon as they turn 18 years old, y'all ready to throw them out there on their head. Once you 18, you out my house, you out my house. Yeah, I guess so, because you can't collect no more child support. Because you can't file them on your taxes. Y'all want to get rid of these kids when they're 18 years old. Because, you know why? You can't. They're no longer commodity. They're no longer commodity. You don't have no purpose for them. And that's sad that you have a lot of mothers who are just having children for commodity. Okay? Or they're having children to try to keep a man locked in with them in a relationship. You have a lot of people, a lot of women out here who are having children for the wrong reasons, and they are suffering and they paying for it to this day. Unless you really want a child, ladies and gentlemen, do not have a child just because you need to file somebody on your tax, just because you want child support, or because you want to trap somebody. All of those are the wrong reasons to have a child. Because once that child is here, that child is your responsibility. When it gets hard, when it gets tough, you can't just throw them back out there. You can't. Once they're here, they belong to you. They become your problem. Okay? And for all you women out here who don't really want to understand it, as much as y'all want to bash these men and say he no good, he this ain't, he ain't that. For one, what women got to realize, you are the owner of your body. You decide who you let in your body. It's not up to these men to protect you. You are supposed to protect yourself. Okay? All this, he didn't want to wear nothing. He didn't want to wear nothing. He don't like the feeling of it. Let me tell you, that to me, that's just bogus. I can't stand when women say crap like that. When a woman says he didn't want to wear nothing, he don't like protection. You mean to tell me you are allowing another man to control your body? That is your body. There's no excuse for pregnancy, ladies, unless you wanted to be pregnant. All this birth control we have out here on the market, all this protection. I've been on every birth control you could think of because I was just never one of those women. I didn't want a household full of children because babies are bills. Babies are bills. Children are bills. They are a blessing, but they are another damn bill. They are a bill. And a lot of them get them here and think it's going to be one way. They fantasize what it's going to be like before the baby gets here. And then when the baby gets here, the reality is totally different from the fantasy. He was good when they were, and they created a child. He was good when it was, yeah, it's a lot of unfortunately, it's a lot of parents out there who are using their children for commodity. They're using their children for commodity. But this is what happens. If you don't put nothing in your child, you can make your child become your worst nightmare. Your own child can become your worst nightmare if you don't teach them anything, if you don't put any morals, you don't put any values. Your children are going to become a nightmare to you. It's a lot of parents now, their children are grown, 24, 28, and still in their house. Can't get rid of them. Not only they won't leave the nest, they got the audacity to bring back more birdies to the nest. There's a lot of parents out there that got grown children that they cannot get rid of because you didn't teach them anything. You didn't prepare them for the real world. And the sad part is now you can't have a life. You get up in your age. As you get older, I feel like every parent, as they get older, it should come a point in life where you should be able to enjoy your life. After you have raised your children and you get grandchildren, it come a point where you should be able to have your house to yourself. You should be able to enjoy your peace of mind after you done raised your children and you done gave them the best of everything. You should be able to have your life to yourself. A lot of parents cannot do that because y'all have enabled your children. You have enabled them. And a lot of them, y'all have enabled them because you never allowed anybody to tell you what to do with your kids. You have a lot of them that say, nobody not going to tell me what to do with my kids. Nobody not going to tell me how to run my kids. But if you would have listened to what other people had to say, your child probably wouldn't have been in the situation they're in. It's a lot of young girls who have all of these children from all these random guys, and it's a lot of these young men that are in and out of the prison systems for the simple fact these single mothers have enabled them. And a lot of you women out there, y'all got sons. Stop treating your sons like your husband. He's not your husband. Stop buying his drawers. Stop buying his Jordans. When he's over 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, stop buying these young men stuff. Don't buy this stuff no more. What you're doing is you're going to make him, you're raising him to become another woman's nightmare. All of you women out here who got sons, and you're not making them work, you're not making them be responsible, you are creating another woman's burden. He's going to become a burden to another woman. Okay? Stop treating your son like he's your husband. He's not your husband. You should be teaching him to be independent, self-sufficient. Make him go out there and work. Don't let these sons that are over 19 years old lay on your sofa and wear it out by watching Netflix or smoking weed all day. You need to make him get a job, especially if he has children. And for all of you parents out here who got daughters, okay? If you know your daughter is not already taking care of your first grandchild, why are you not making her get on something? You still allowing her to bring more birdies to the nest, and she barely taking care of the children she got. That's a problem. And then another thing is you parents who got more than one child, realize that when you allow one child to mess up and you don't discipline them, it sets the tone for all of your children. Okay? If one sibling is not doing right and they messing up and you keep enabling them, that's going to teach the rest of your children that it's okay for them to do the same thing. Next thing you notice, you're going to have a house full of children, out of control, undisciplined, and none of them can't get it together. Because it's like a domino effect. Yeah, I'm serious. It's a lot of these single mothers because they don't have a man in their life, so they're leaning onto their sons. They're treating their sons like their husbands. I do not understand why these women go on social media and post pictures of their sons like they their husbands. Look at my son. He's so fine. He my boo thing. He my man crush Monday. Who does that? Why are these single mothers calling their sons they crush? Why are y'all calling y'all sons your man? He's not your man. This is your son. You're going to create him to be a walking disaster for another young lady out there who does want to have a life, who does want to have something. Y'all are making y'all sons as soft as cottonelle tissue. Exactly. Let's say Maser one. Yeah, exactly. That's what you're supposed to do. My daughter had her first job when she was 15 years old at Bojangles or whatever. These children, let me tell you something. A lot of people try to make excuses for these kids. Well, that's too much. I don't want to put all that on my child. Let me tell you something. These kids are bad as hell these days. They can handle it. They can handle a job. Believe that. They can handle these iPhones. They can handle these iPads and all of these Instagram accounts. They can handle a job. Don't let it fool you. A lot of y'all parents be around here trying to condone excuses for your children. Y'all are creating nothing but monsters. This is the next, and what y'all don't realize is when you do not discipline your children, you're creating what's called a generational curse. Because eventually, your children are going to have children. Okay? And your children's children are going to have children. It's going to keep transpiring. It's going to keep getting out of hand. If you do not come to that point to where you discipline your children to be better and more productive citizens, you're going to create a whole new generation of failures. Okay? And these are the people we have, and this is a generation we have to deal with that's out there mugging us, taking our pocketbooks, breaking into our homes. This is the generation we're dealing with because they got parents who don't want to be bothered with their children. A lot of y'all done have more kids than y'all could afford to have. A lot of y'all got way more kids than y'all could afford to have. And what happens is now, once the kids become too old, they're no longer a commodity. They become a burden. Once they hit 18, there's no more food stamps for them. There's no more filing income tax for them. There's no more child support for them. Once they become 18, they're not a commodity. They become a problem because you did not instill in them all the qualities they needed in order for them to be independent human beings. Yeah, you know, I'm serious, Dawn. I have my one daughter, and let me tell you something. I remember, you know, to all of my subscribers out there, when I was 18, 19 years old, I just had gotten out of high school. I graduated in 1999. And, you know, a lot of my friends was already mothers. A lot of my girlfriends was, you know, was having babies, having children. And it made me feel some type of way because, you know, me being young at the time, it seemed like to all my friends, they were actually happy with being mothers. They was actually happy with the struggle. They was happy being moms. And it made me feel weird because it actually made me feel bad. It made me feel like something was wrong with me because I just was in a different state of mind. I wasn't into having children, and, you know, I was only like 19, 20, 18, 19. I was still like kind of partying. I was still kind of having my fun. But it made me feel bad because it seemed like everybody else wanted kids and I wanted something different. And that's what happens. You find yourself, if you're one of those women and you want so much more, and you're around other women who don't want no more than you, and that's the same thing for you guys. When you hang around people who really don't want nothing out of life, it rubs off on you. It rubs off, and it makes you feel like you want more out of life. Something is wrong with it. That's why you have to be careful with the company that you keep, because a lot of people's negative perceptions in life, it has a way of kind of rubbing off on you, and it'll make you question where you are in life, you know. So it's better to be around people that's positive, that's going to uplift you, that's going to encourage you, because, you know, some people, they want to see you fail. A lot of people, they don't want to see you progress. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, your friendship is tossing. People are tossing. Negative people are tossing. This is why I really don't have any female friends. I don't really deal with females too much, because what I'm starting to notice is females only want you to be friends with them when y'all are in the same struggle together. Think about what I just said. Some females only are all right with you as long as y'all are in the same struggle. Same thing for you men out there. Some guys are going to only be cool with you if y'all are on the same level. And you wouldn't know who your real friends are, because I'm like this. Your real friends are going to be there for you, or still going to stand by you, whether you have more than them or not. They're still going to support you. But you know who your real friends are when you start climbing a ladder. It's a saying, people don't mind you doing good. They just don't want you doing better than them. And you will really see people for who they are when you get in the better place. You will really see people for who they are. Anybody can claim they're your friend. Anybody can claim, girl, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. But if you get in a position and you end up doing better than them, or you get opportunities that they didn't get, I'm telling you, you're going to see a whole nother side. Once you see that side of them, abort the mission. Do not keep the company of those who are only tolerating you but not celebrating you. If you can only tolerate me but you're not celebrating me, then I don't need you in my presence. You don't want people like that in your circle, because they're going to find a way to try to sabotage your success. So you have to be really, really careful with how you put yourself out there. But on that note, you know, it's been wonderful dining in, rocking out with y'all. I know it's been a minute since I've done a live chat. I knew it was old to all of you guys, to all of my ladies out there. I really want to thank all of y'all for supporting me and rocking with me on this journey. It is not easy, you know, because everybody doesn't support what you do, especially when it's something positive. You know, it's crazy that people will support failure quicker than they will. People will support failure quicker than they support success. And it's unfortunate that not everybody's going to celebrate you on your endeavors, you know. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of my ladies. You know, I know sometimes I go in hard on us black women, but I like the fact that a lot of y'all feel where I'm coming from. Y'all not getting offended by it. Y'all respect what I'm saying because y'all knows the truth. Y'all know it's coming from a good place. So I appreciate all my ladies out there who've been rocking with your girl from day one. I appreciate all my guys for being there for me, supporting me. Y'all been supporting my channel and everything. You know, I don't believe in being a feminist. I'm going to tell both of y'all. I'm going to let men know how I feel, and I'm also let the ladies know how I feel. I don't believe in playing sides. That's just the way I operate. But on that note, I thank each and every one of y'all for y'all support, for all the donations. And I'm going to be uploading another video sometime today and everything. So I thank all of you so much. Mua. Y'all get nothing but love, much love from your girl, Lady Mocha, your diva in knowledge, where I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth and I'm going to always break you off a slice of knowledge. Love you guys. Take care. And I'll be doing another live chat soon. Bye.